Hey everyone, today I wanted to talk about being rich versus being wealthy. A lot of people like to get rich quick. In fact, a lot of people that I know love the car dealerships because it's a top 5 way of earning money quickly. However, my experience with the car dealership in 2021 was that cars are being put on the lot and not being inspected. They're not being properly looked at, and yet they're putting on a lot to sell because everybody was rushing for a car. The demand was high, right? Supply and demand. When supply is high, demand is low. When demand is high, supply is typically low. And what that leads to is people paying more for a product, not wanting to get it inspected, not getting some other eyes on it. And what you see is reputations being crushed, car dealerships going under because they're trying to sell people a product that is not good, or they're trying to squeeze people for every red cent that they have. And in turn, you see a negativity towards that. Whereas if you look at a McDonald's brand or so, right, they're not trying to squeeze people. Would you like an extra side of this with that? The prices are the prices. There's no upcharge. There's no this and that. So they're not trying to squeeze you in any way, shape, or form. With that being said, you got to understand, where do you want to be? How do you want to design yourself? Because you yourself are a business, and how you market your business determines who you are as a person. When I go to somebody and I say, hey, I'm offering this product or service, or if I'm offering this product or service for free or for this price, they understand that I am not going to upcharge them later. I'm not going to lowball them later. And honestly, I'm always going to pay for the services that I want and need because I want the best quality of service. I want the best products. And most importantly, I want the relationships that stem from that, because relationships are the building blocks of all financial success, right? Now, in being rich quick, typically they say that you lose that wealth quickly. When you are a gambler and you win the lottery, a lot of gamblers who win the lottery do not have their wealth after a 10-year period of time. They've squandered hundreds of millions of dollars. Why is that? Because they did not have a gradual process. They did not know how to manage it. They did not know how to grow it. If I gave somebody $1 million today, how would that benefit their lives? The first thing that comes to mind, if I had $1 million, I would buy this, I would buy this, I would buy this. It's not, I would invest in this, I would invest in that, and what percentage of that is going towards savings? What percentage of that is going towards emergencies? What percentage of that is going towards, honestly, if I had $1 million today, I'd still be working as hard as I am, the same job that I'm in. I'll be doing all the same things. Just have a little bit more property and a lot more of a savings cushion. Right? If that $1 million fell in my lap today, it's not enough for me to quit what I'm doing. It's not enough for me to stop grinding how I'm grinding. It's not enough for me to back off of what I'm doing. But you see, a dollar amount can warp plenty of people's minds to the point that they feel that they're rich. But you're only as rich as what you're not buying, right? You're only as rich as how much money you keep. You're only as rich as how much money you manage. And so when we keep talking about it's easy to make money, it's harder to manage money, and then it's harder to keep the money and invest it wisely, right? A lot of people fail at that step too, managing of money. So in order to be wealthy, you must first be rich, and then you must then manage the money. How to get rich? It doesn't mean that you have to do it as quickly as possible. It may be over time. You may work a $10 an hour job that you're consistently saving $8,000 a year. After 10 years, you saved $80,000. To someone, you're rich. But in your financial situation, that $80,000 would only last you 2 years. So you keep grinding for 30 years. You've invested that money wisely, and now you have a nest egg of over $700,000. With that $700,000, you pay off one home, and then you still have, let's say, $550,000 left. Of that $550,000, you're now having a residual income of, let's say, $1,000 a month. You are rich, But in order to be wealthy, you must be able to live off of that $1,000 a month, keep that $500,000 nest egg, and still be living comfortably, right? Wealthy by your standards may mean that I have enough money to where I don't need to touch my excess because I have enough coming in to support my daily habits without me having to work, right? So there's different levels to being rich. You can have $10 million and be poor to someone else, right? But at the end of the day, what you qualify rich to be is more money than you would necessarily need in order to support your lifestyle. Wealthy is not having to do a thing in the world to support your lifestyle, and your money also not decreasing because of the lifestyle that you choose, because of the lifestyle that you live. There's a big difference. Wealthiness comes from the management of riches, while richness comes from your hard work, your dedication to your craft, and sometimes luck, right? You don't get lucky being wealthy. It's never by accident. So in order to be wealthy, we must take the steps that are necessary in order to get rich, and then we must then manage it in step 2 and invest it wisely in step 3, right? So when somebody asks me, what is my ideal wealth number? I don't have one, because honestly, my ideal wealth number will continue to increase. Even as I live my lifestyle, even as I go on vacations, even as I travel the world, even as I give generously, even as I give you this information today, even if it's by $1 that my wealth continues to increase every single year, I know that as much money as I spend, I'm getting more back, and I don't have to work for it. That's true wealth to me. True independence, true freedom. To be able to spend freely and understand that I will never spend more than what I am actually making. That may come from my rental properties, my residual incomes, and all other streams that I have. I have multiple streams of income, and that is going to continue to bear fruit in my life, to where every single month I make more money than I did last month. And that is very inspiring to me, whether it be in the stock market, whether it be in the real estate market, whether it be in the YouTube game, whether it be in the music industry, whether it be in my CD accounts, whether it be in my treasury accounts. Whatever it is that I put forth, I want to yield an excess of abundance from. And therefore, when I am able to say, okay, yes, I can do this, yes, I can do that, yes, I can do that, the net worth of who I am is only increasing month over month, year over year. I'm getting richer and richer and richer, right? I'm beating inflation, hedging inflation, and then crushing it. To be rich is fleeting. You can be rich today and broke tomorrow. To be wealthy is a consistency. To be wealthy is to have knowledge. To be wealthy is to have understanding. To be wealthy is to be educated and fundamentally sound. To be wealthy takes practice. To be rich doesn't take any of those things. It can be a good communicator, it can be luck, and it can simply be a blessing that you just weren't ready for, right? So I know many people who are rich and then the next day they're broke. I know many people who are rich and stay rich for a period of time, and then the next day they're broke. I know many people who are rich but just simply cannot save money. They cannot cross that number. There was a time in my life where every single time I had $10,000 in my account, I just could not get over $10,000 in my account. I was wondering, what am I doing that I can't see more than $10,000? Why can't I see 20? Why can't I see 30? Why can't I see 40? Something is always happening. A college debt is due. A car is due. I went to college. I had to pay for room and board, $8,000 here. Another room and board, $8,000 here. I graduate college, I got to get a car because I'm in a whole new state and I got to drive to work, and my work is 45 minutes away by driving, right? Now I got to get a car, $15,000 here. Then it's like, oh my goodness, now it's time to buy a house, $20,000 here. Another house, $20,000 here. Whew. You just got to keep building. Eventually you're like, wow, why can't I save more than $20,000, $40,000 now? Why am I stuck? But then you realize, okay, now in my house, equity is building. Now in my other house, equity is building. Now in my bank account, equity is building. Now in the CDs that I've made, equity is building. Now in the treasury accounts that I've made, equity is building. Now in my investment accounts, my brokerage accounts, equity is building. Whether I decide to stay in crypto or not, I have a little bit of money in crypto, equity is building. Now in this YouTube channel, I'm not pulling any of the money out. I'm not touching any of this money. Equity is building. In my music, equity is building. Right? And you keep at it. At work, my savings account is building. Because I'm house hacking and my roommates are covering my expenses, because my other property is fully rented out and she is covering those expenses. Because I'm not going out and spending all my money on frivolous things. Because I know how to entertain myself with what I have. I have a pool table, I have a PS5, I have a workout room. What else do I need? I don't need to leave my house. I don't need to spend $30 a night on alcohol. I don't need to spend $100 a night on fancy dinners. I don't need to spend $200 on parachuting or ice skating. I don't need to spend $20,000 on a newest vehicle in order to seem cool to friends and get 100 likes on Instagram and Facebook. I don't need to keep up with the Joneses. I don't need to get those Christmas lights because my neighbors got Christmas lights. I don't need to host a Halloween party because everybody else is doing that. I don't need to do a Friendsgiving. There's a new word every single day. Now it's Friendsgiving on Thanksgiving, right? Then it'll be Friends Christmas or something like that. Like, there's a whole lot of ways to spend money, and only one way to keep it is by not spending it. So, again, in order to be wealthy, you need to be able to manage your money, invest your money wisely, and then keep it. In order to be rich, it's easy to be rich. It's harder to stay rich. But in staying rich, you become wealthy. So what do you want to be? How do you want to live your life? What do you want your life to look like in 5 to 10 years? Answer that down below in the comment section. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.